The duck, always eager for exploration, flapped her wings with enthusiasm, curious about the commotion. "What's all the fuss about?" she inquired. With his usual excitement, the fox declared, "We're heading to the river to explore. It'll be amazing. You're coming, right, duck?" The duck quacked eagerly. "Of course. There are so many things we can discover by the water. Rabbit, you should come too." But again, the rabbit shrank back, his voice filled with hesitation. "The river sounds big. I'd rather stay here, where it's safe." In a peaceful, sunlit forest, nestled between towering trees and chirping birds, there lived a unique group of friends. Each had a personality as vibrant as the forest they called home. There was the rabbit, gentle and timid, always shy and unsure of himself. Then came the fox, clever, adventurous, and always seeking excitement, often nudging the rabbit to step out of his comfort zone. The ever-curious duck loved exploring the rivers and creeks, finding joy in every ripple of water. And finally, the mighty lion, calm and wise, kept a watchful eye over the entire forest, acting as a quiet guardian to his friends. Though different in personalities, these animals shared a bond as strong as the oldest oak in the heart of the forest. But with their differences, there were always lessons to be learned. One bright morning, as dew clung to the leaves and rays of sunlight danced on the forest floor, the fox bounded into the rabbit's burrow with a gleam of excitement in his eyes. "Rabbit, today's the day," the fox announced. "We're going on an adventure. It's going to be thrilling, but it's going to take courage. Are you ready?" The rabbit hesitated, curling his ears tightly against his back. Just the word courage was enough to make his heart race. The fox tilted his head and grinned. "That's exactly why you need to try. Courage is like muscles. You've got to use it to grow it." Before the rabbit could come up with an excuse, the duck strolled by, joyfully flapping her wings. "What's all the fuss about?" she asked. "We're heading to the river to explore. It'll be amazing," said the fox. "You're coming, right, duck?" "Of course," the duck quacked eagerly. "There are so many things we can discover by the water. Rabbit, you should come too." But again, the rabbit shrank back. "The river sounds big. I'd rather stay here where it's safe." Meanwhile, unbeknownst to them, the lion had been observing their chatter from his perch atop a rocky cliff nearby. He gracefully padded over to them, his golden mane shimmering in the sun. "Friends," the lion greeted with his deep, steady voice, "I hear talk of adventure. Tell me more." The fox eagerly explained the plan to explore the river. The lion nodded approvingly, but added, "Adventure requires bravery. Every great journey needs a leader. Who among you will lead this group?" The rabbit stiffened. His little heart sank as he imagined himself in such a role. But before he could fully retreat into his shell, the fox gave him a playful nudge. "Trials like these are what build courage, Rabbit. The first step is always the hardest, but it's the only way forward." And so, after much coaxing from his friends, the rabbit hesitantly agreed to join. Together, the four companions made their way to the sparkling river at the edge of the forest. The sound of rushing water filled the air as sunlight reflected off the surface, creating shimmering patterns. When they arrived, they discovered an old wooden boat tied to the riverbank. Its paint was faded, but it looked sturdy enough to float. "Let's ride and explore further downriver," the fox declared, his eyes shining with excitement. But once again, fear crept into the rabbit's chest. "What if the boat tips over? What if it sinks? I'm not sure about this," he said nervously. The duck waddled over and placed a reassuring wing on the rabbit's shoulder. "Don't worry. You're not alone. We're all in this together. Give it a try. What's the worst that could happen when you've got friends by your side?" Taking a deep, shaky breath, the rabbit stepped into the boat, followed closely by the others. The fox took hold of a paddle, the duck perched at the edge to guide them, and the lion settled his weight to keep the boat steady. As the rabbit's trembling eased, he found himself starting to enjoy the gentle rocking of the boat on the calm river. But just as they began to relax and admire the beauty of the flowing water, the sky began to darken. Ominous clouds rolled in, and a chill wind swept through the forest. The river, once calm, turned rough, with waves lapping aggressively at the sides of the small boat. A storm was brewing. The rabbit cowered, gripping the boat's edge as his fears came rushing back. "We're not going to make it," he cried, his voice trembling. But the lion's voice broke through the chaos, calm and steady. Stay together, my friends. Courage will guide us through. Remember, fear can divide us, but teamwork will strengthen us. Hearing the lion's words, the fox quickly took charge. I'll steer us. Everyone stay balanced and keep the boat steady. The lion used his strength to counter the rocking motion of the waves, while the duck called out directions, spotting safe paths along the river. The rabbit, though terrified, followed his friend's cues, doing his best to help keep the boat afloat. It was a struggle, but their teamwork paid off. After what felt like an eternity, the storm began to subside. The winds calmed, the waves softened, and the boat drifted gently to the riverbank. They had made it. As they stepped onto solid ground, the rabbit looked around in amazement. His heart, once heavy with fear, now swelled with pride. He had done it. He had faced his fears and come out stronger. The lion turned to the rabbit, his eyes filled with approval. You have learned an important lesson today, little one. Courage isn't about having no fear. It's about facing your fears with the help of others. We couldn't have done it without you. The fox grinned mischievously. See, I told you courage grows when you take the first step. The duck quacked happily. And the second step is to celebrate. Let's sing and tell everyone about our grand adventure. The rabbit smiled, his ears standing tall. Maybe I can tell the story this time. His friends cheered, thrilled to see his confidence shining through. From that day on, the shy little rabbit became a symbol of courage in the forest. He often told his tale to other animals, encouraging them to take the first leap of faith, no matter how scared they might feel. And so the group of friends, each with their own strengths, each supporting one another, continued their adventures together. In the heart of the forest, laughter echoed, fears faded, and friendships grew stronger. They all lived happily ever after, embracing every new challenge with courage, teamwork, and a belief that anything was possible together.